What's up, Virgo? So, it's y'all turn today. I just finished Leo. And so now it's you guys' turn. We're going to talk about the 3 deacons that embody the Virgo. First deacon Virgos. People with this, people that are, well known that share this placement is Keke Palmer, the singer, actress, That little girl is amazing to me. I really, really love her. She's very positive for children in her time. Michael Jackson was a first deacon, deacon Virgo, and Kobe Bryant is a first deacon Virgo. These Virgos are born between August the 23rd, August the 2nd. I have a sister and a daughter that share this deacon. They're born between 0 and 10 degrees Virgo, and they're very heavily influenced by Mercury. So they will have a lot of traits like the first deacon Gemini, but they are way more clever than the Gemini, let me tell you. So these are the people that are able to think on their feet really, really fastly. And it's mostly because of Mercury's influence. Yeah, they're earth signs, so they're grounded, but when you put that grounded energy and that analytic energy together, they will think on their feet fast as hell, and it is what it is. They're the problem solvers of the zodiac. Of the 3 deacons, you can go to this person and they're gonna solve problems, not complain, but solve them. They're naturally creative, of course, especially with their speaking. But if you notice with Virgos, they're into the arts, most of them are, and they just got this neat way about them. But creativeness, oh my God, out of this world. I look at my daughter sometimes and I be like, whoa, your mind is so big. The things that she comes up with. Very eloquent speaker. So whenever you see this person, and mind you, this can go for mid-heavy Virgos, because I have 0 to 10 degrees Virgo mid-heavy. So the things that come out their mouth, the way they put words together, it's just they can put you in a trance in the way that they speak. So, very eloquent speakers, very fast thinkers, very grounded people, very creative people. The things that they come up with is just out of this world. These people can outsmart anybody. You might think that you won against a first deacon Virgo, but that's just because that's what they want you to think. That's where that outsmarting comes. They can outthink and outsmart anybody. So even if you think the first deacon Virgo is down for a minute, don't you even try to underestimate them, because they're gonna do something that's really gonna shock the hell out of you. They're very good negotiators, very good networkers. This person can look at a situation when it comes down to selling something or a product that someone wants to, bring into the situation, and when they're on their high vibration and they got all their shit together, it's they would negotiate a price or negotiate a situation where it fits everybody's needs. Even if the initial offer, they would change it and make it fit for everybody. So, you would go to these Virgos if you want to know how you should negotiate a project or a contract or something like this. You would go to this person if you need help with network marketing, because they just know how to appeal to people's needs very well. And so they just good at that shit. They never have a problem finding the right words to say. Even in the midst of an argument, they know how to smooth that shit out, because they just gonna find the right things to say, and it's gonna be pleasing to everyone's ears. I feel like they are very sarcastic, and I get accused of this all the time, and it's not even the intention for, people get frustrated with them because they're just naturally sarcastic, and they speak sarcasm very fluently. So it might come off as you being a smart aleck, but people just don't understand that that's just a natural gift that you have, and it's just nothing that you can do about it. patience out the window. They do not have any patience, and it's just not one of their strongest virtues in the world. Like, you know, especially if they have a big idea in their head, they're ready to take action on it immediately, and they want to see the results coming quickly. So you kind of like have to keep these people grounded. You know, even though they're already a grounded individual, when it comes down to their ideas, you got to keep their head out of the clouds, because they'll get real pissed off and get real disappointed if things don't fall the way that they want it to fall at first. You know, you have to keep this person motivated and keep their eye on the prize, because, you know, that's just what will happen. And I got examples of that, you know, but we're not going to talk about it. They're very much so perfectionists. Like, I was going to do videos yesterday, but I got intercepted with some emails that came into my, you know, some things that came to my email, and I still want to kind of push through it because I want to get these out before the end of the month. But I knew that my attitude and my energy was not conducive to do these videos yesterday. So I just was like, no, because, you know, I want my work to come out clean. I'm trying to get better with my work. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to wait till tomorrow when my energy is cleaner, when it's better. You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of people think that these people are control freaks. Like, I'm sorry, like, we can't help it. Like, we have a certain way that we like things to go. And Virgos have a certain way that they like things to go, period. But first decan is like OCD with it. Like, they know how they want things, and that's how it's going to go. And so sometimes people can take you to be a control freak. People can think that, you know, you are just very controlling, but it's just that you know how you want things to go, and that's just what it is. Some people feel like you're very intrusive, and I get that a lot too. Like, they think you nosy. They think that you be in everybody's business, but I really can't explain why first decan Virgos are like that. Like, they put their 2 cents in everything, even when they're not asked to do it. Like, my daughter is very big with this. Like, we could be talking to her brother about something, and she'll chime in, and I'll be looking at her like, girl, ain't nobody asked you to put your 2 cents in it. We ain't even talking to you. But it's just something that I've had to learn naturally, because I have that same character trait about me when it comes down to my public persona. You know, sometimes I get in where people really probably don't want me, but I mean, most of the time people listen to me because I give good ideas. You know, even if they didn't ask me, they appreciate it after the fact, because when they think about it, they're like, oh yeah, she's right. Very, very persistent people, as y'all can see. My midheaven is working the most that it has ever in my lifetime, because I've always been a persistent person. It was always hard for me to give up on things. Like, whenever I know that I'm supposed to be doing something, I'm doing it. It doesn't matter how many times I fall flat on my face, I'm gonna get back up and we're gonna do it again. And the focus is just there. So it's like, don't try to knock these Virgos off their kilter, because once they get back up, they're going to go even harder than they did before. And it's going to be even harder for you to be able to knock them down again. So don't try to knock these ones off their throne, because they're not giving up with they're never going to give up. Very opinionated people. I mean, come on now. They're good with communication. So, of course, why wouldn't they put their opinion into something? And whenever they have an opinion, it's a very strong one, because I bet you 100 times out of 100 that these person have sat and thought about it for a minute. They got all the pros and the cons. They got the facts. They got everything. So, you know, they standing on their truth at all times. Even if you have a different truth, they gonna stand on theirs, and they gonna tell you why. Like, it is what it is. Like, you know, they're very eager to learn. Love to learn knowledge, love to analyze things. That's what they spend all of their life doing, analyzing things, and just so many ideas in their head. So these people love to read. These are the people that, you know, see always studying, get the best grades when they're in school, just because they love. It's really good. Knowledge is good for these people. They love to learn. Very into their health and wellness. So you will see a lot of very beautiful Virgos, like, with, you know, nice set bodies and all types. Like, they have nice figures, and it's just because they're willing to exercise, they're willing to eat right, they're willing to drink their water. When they're in their high vibration, you know, they're going to make sure that they look good at all times. Like, that's just them. The only problem with this is that they can become obsessed with that perfect body look. So you will find a lot of these decans they will be like subconsciously anorexic or bulimic because they want to keep that perfect figure, because some of them will sometimes get obsessed. And although like I've always been naturally thin all of my life, you know, it's just now in my 30s that I'm actually starting to put on weight in certain areas, you know. But I have been, you know, seeing therapists over the past few months, and it's just like subconsciously what was happening with me is that I was anorexic subconsciously and didn't really even realize it. Like, I always had a small appetite, but that was not what it was meant to be like. And now that my appetite, and I, you know, went and seen a nutritionist and stuff like that, and I've been able to get on top of my nutrition, like the weight is coming now, and it's coming so fast, like below the hips, and I just be like, whoa, like, you know. But just dealing with life and certain things that I've been through subconsciously made me an anorexic. So, you know, it would be times where I could feel my stomach saying, okay, bitch, we gotta eat, we're hungry. But subconsciously, I did things to myself that would not make me hungry. And I didn't even know I was harming myself, but I was. And this, like, you can apply this Virgo decan to your midhaven. If you have a Virgo midhaven, look to the degrees of where they're at so that you can be careful not to starve yourself or, you know, be that purge eater, you know, because it can happen and it's not healthy for your body, you know. I just feel like these are my favorite Virgos because their mind is like, oh my God, out of this world. And even if they get knocked down a little bit, they will always come back, and they always come back stronger, you know. It's really hard to get these Virgos down because they believe in themselves when no one else believes in them. And so it's, you know, my favorite Virgo decans, because I ain't really just been around too many Virgos in the first place. And when the ones that I did see, like, they were just, to me, obnoxious and very snobby. So I really never got along with them. But just having a Virgo child and a Virgo sister is enlightened me. And then when I got into astrology and figured out that I was a Virgo, I was like, whoa, you know, Virgo midhaven. I'm like, whoa, wow, you know. But I got a lot of different earth in different places in my chart that people don't even talk about. Like, I got some Taurus in a space in the chart where it's really focused on relationships. So now I'm able to understand myself and why I do certain things. So y'all really should get your chart and really go through them, not just the basic planets, like the planets that no one ever talks about, because it will tell you really a lot about yourself, and you'll be able to understand yourself a lot. So let's move on to the Virgo decans. These are the decans that have that Mercury and Saturn energy about them. Saturn, dun, 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 you know, that Capricorn energy. Beyonce, Adam Sandler, which is a hilarious, you know, comedian, one of my favorites, like, oh my God. And August Alsina, another musician. They are second decan Virgos. Of course, Beyonce, I know, you know. They're born between September 3rd and September 12th, and their Virgo placements are 10 to 20 degrees Virgo. So imagine Mercury energy with Saturn energy. These people will teach you a lot. They will teach you a lot and give you hard lessons through their speech. Imagine that, because, you know, Saturn is the big lesson giver. And so with having Mercury there, like, wow, you know, you can learn a lot from these people just through anything that they do that requires them to be able to use their voice. You're gonna learn a lot. So these are the most dedicated Virgos, like very dedicated to their crafts, all their commitments. Like, if you want someone to do something for you, and the person that you know, like, this is the decan that's gonna do exactly what they're gonna do. They're very dedicated to all the commitments that they have. And it's just because of that Saturn energy, because, you know, Saturn is all about discipline and, you know, doing what you need to do. And so, you know, of course, they're going to get everything that they need to do done. They can push through any type of discomfort that they may be having. And, like, as you can see, like, if you've heard any of Beyonce's interviews, like, she is like the perfect example of a second decan Virgo. Like, even if they're sick, like the first decan Leos, they're going to push through. Ain't nothing gonna stop them. They're gonna get it done. Get her done, like, straight up. Material wealth is very important to these decans. Like, so that's why they're gonna do whatever they need to do to get where they need to get in life, because they want a very comfortable, wealthy, material life. I mean, people might look at that as materialistic, but I don't feel like it's nothing bad. They just go out there and get what they want because they know what type of life they want to live. They know how to play the game very, very well. The game of life, they know how to do it. They have been very well versed in how to go out here and get what they need. How to manipulate situations in their favor. They got this. Like, second decan Virgos, ain't no tricking them. They will play the devil's advocate, hence the Saturn energy. If that's what they've given, if they're put in that position or given that choice, they will do it. And I feel like if they are very desperate enough to go out there and do that, that's what they're gonna do, because that's just the game of life. So they gonna get theirs at any cost, anytime, and just whatever it is, whatever to these Virgos. The success that they get, the big success, like Beyonce was a part of a group. Like, she was a successful person, but I feel like her success really came after the age of 30, and that's where the success mostly comes from with this second decan Virgo. Normally after they're 30 years old, that's whenever you see all of the things that they've put in, all the work they put in, it really pays off for them. Fat bank accounts after the age of 30, the money really just starts coming in. By the age 50, you can't tell them shit because they got so much money in the bank. It's just like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? They're very natural analyzers, which Virgo is an analyzing sign anyways because of that Mercury energy, but they analyze and they can't even help it. They overthink everything. They gonna look at everything. That's just their nature. They have the gift of gab, know how to speak to people, know how to lure people into what they want them to do. Basically, Mercury energy. They know how to take the spotlight. So whenever they coming in the room, they demanding it off tops. They don't care who else up in there. The alpha females of the this is the Virgos, alphas. Second decans, alphas. This is where you find the alphas, because they know how to get it done. They have a very, very high intuition. Very, very high intuition. And it's just because they analyze so much that they've learned how to know certain things. And when shit ain't right, they know how to trust their body, because they spend most of their life analyzing everything. So that means that they study people, they study situations, and so they can really tell when something's not right, and they know when to make certain moves and when not to make certain moves. Very hard. These people have a hard time forgiving people. So do not get on this person's bad side, because it takes them a while to get over certain things, because they overanalyze things, and it's always going to be in their head what you did. So, make sure you stay on this person's good side, because you might have to fight for them to forgive you, because they will hold a grudge. Like venom. You do something to them, the venom is going to come out. So do not fuck these people over. Very cheerful, when they're in a good mood, and happy-go-lucky at all times, for the most part. Even whenever they're upset, they're still trying to fight through and have that happy disposition. And whatever money they have, whatever talents they have, they're really ready to share it. They don't have a problem with sharing. These are the Virgos that will give. Even though sometimes people like to step on their toes and stuff, they still gonna give, because that's just their personality. I feel like they're very reliable people. Like I said, they're very dedicated to the commitments that they put themselves into. So this is the Virgo that you really can rely on. They know how to hold secrets. So don't try to push this Virgo to tell anything that they know, because they probably not gonna do it. That's just them. Very obsessed with neatness. Like I already said, they're perfectionists. So everything gotta be really, well, I didn't say they were perfectionists. The first decan is a perfectionist, but like OCD is the Virgo second decan. They are very, very, very obsessed, like, with the neat stuff. You gotta be neat around them. You can't be nasty around them. They don't like that. Only thing is with them is that they overanalyze things so much, so they can tend to take things more serious than what they really are. And so that is a suggestion that I give to the second decan Virgo. Like, just don't take life so serious. Life is an experience out here for all of us. We all out here learning things. Don't take everything personal if things don't go your way, because eventually it's going to go your way. You're going to be very, very happy with your life when you are in your older ages and you have your grandkids running around. You're going to be very proud of yourself. So don't take life so serious, Have a little fun, smile a lot, you know what I'm saying? Just be who you are. So let's move on to the third decan Virgo. Tyler Perry, Flo Rida, and Melvin Gregg. That's a popular YouTuber that I watch on YouTube. They are third decan Virgos. They're born between September 13th and September the 22nd, 20 to 30 degrees Virgo, and this is the Mercury. This is the Virgo that has that Venus energy, hence the Taurus energy inside of them. And so this is the decan that's very much so like the decan 2 Geminis. That Venus energy. So these are the shy ones. The shy people in the zodiac, when it comes down to Virgo, they're very introverted. They're the ones that, if you want to marry this one, man or woman, they're the ones that's going to be least likely to be out there spreading themselves thin with all different types of options, because they're already shy as it is. So they're very quiet, and they ain't gonna be the ones that's out there giving it all to everybody. They're not hoes. They're very playful tease, whether they subconsciously know it or not. Like, this is where you find the tease is. They like to flirt, and this is where you'll have in the workplace. They'll be very flirty and stuff like that. They do not succumb to temptation. They're very, very, very grounded in that energy. Like, they know what is right from wrong more than probably any other sign. So you can't tempt them to do certain things. They have very high moral standards. So they're not going to just be out there doing anything crazy. Not a cheater. Can't express it. They do not like to gossip. So if you are a gossiper and you want to talk about people's business, they probably not going to take you under their wing as a friend, because they don't like gossip. They get very creative with the truth. So like the second decan, well, I would say like the first decan, it's like they can not exaggerate the truth, but they will make the truth sound so good that even if someone wanted to think that it's a lie, they can't help but not think that, like, because they're very creative with telling the truth. And they do that, like, mostly to the people that they love. If they don't want to give them the need, like, these are the ones that will find creative ways to express the truth so that they don't hurt people's feelings, especially to the people that they love. Like, they don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, so they're gonna find intricate ways to be able to just say certain things, and it's just gonna be good. They demand loyalty because they are ones that don't really lie that much, and they don't like gossip, so they gonna demand loyalty. Don't be telling their business. If they tell you something, you better know how to keep that shit to yourself, because if you don't, you gonna be in trouble. They will kick back stabbers to the curb with the quickness. They will not think about it. And these are, I feel like, out of all the zodiacs, the most unforgiving. They don't care. Like, you fuck with them once, that's it. They will kick your ass to the curb. They will lavish. They will do so much for you. And I think that's the biggest thing, because these people are so generous that with the people that they love and the people in their circle, they're going to take care of everybody. So when you fuck them over, it's gone. And they ain't having no second thoughts about it. They give their friends and their family gifts all the time, because they always have wealth around them. So they lavishing y'all with gifts at all times. So if you want someone that's very generous, third decan Virgo is the person. They love to see people smile if they have something to do with it. Who wouldn't though? They like to please people. They love to make people smile and stuff, and that's good. They give so freely. Like I said, you don't backstab this person, because if you do, you losing out on one of the best things that ever can happen to you, because they're very, very generous people. And I feel like they are a little bit self-sacrificing at times, which is a humble trait. But third decan Virgos, y'all gotta learn how to take care of yourselves. Y'all can't always be giving to somebody and, you know, sacrificing yourself for the greater good of everybody all the time, because most people not gonna do that for you. They love the finer things of life, but these are not lazy people. They will go out and work for the things that they want in life. They're not the, you know, leeches that's going to want people to give things to them and stuff like that. They will actually put in the work to get the things that they want in life. They like to do vacations. They like exotic places. They are antique holders, like, you know, like to collect anything that's vintage, anything like that, you know, very old souls they are. They love galleries and museums. I just think it's the beauty of certain situations that they like. You know, Virgos are intrigued with beauty, so it's just like, you know, it's natural that they would love these things. They know how to dress very well, you know. Out of anybody in the zodiac, they know how to dress well, and they got a good, very good eye for fashion. And you can see that these people that I named, Tyler Perry, always look good. Flo Rida, even though that he got a weird way that he dressed, he always know how to put his pieces together. Very neat people. You would not see these people out of place. And so that's why some people like to accuse Tyler Perry of being a little homosexual, because he just always looks so put together with his clothing. That's just the way they like to be. They will not become fat or flabby. Just like the first decan Virgos, they are very much into their health and wellness. So you won't be seeing no extra meat hanging off of them. The singers of the Virgos zodiacs, even though Beyonce is a great ass singer, these are where you're gonna find the best singers out of the Virgo zodiac. Very high intellect, imagination. Why wouldn't you think so? They got that Mercury energy, and then tap into that Venus energy. It's just to die for. So these are the Virgos. Like, I like Virgos for the most part. When I get to know them, you know, they're some of the best hairdressers, some of the best fat. Like, I mean, they know how to put shit together, and I'm glad to be a part of the Virgo, you know, the Virgo family. My public persona says Virgo, so, you know, I'm just proud to be a part of them, because the more I learned about them, the more I stopped thinking they were so snobby, and just understanding that they have their reasons for the way that they are, and, you know, you can't change that about them. But some of the best people to get advice from, especially when it comes down to business and stuff like that, because they just know. They just got a natural knack for it. And I'd get these motherfuckers to write papers for me. You know, if I needed a paper to write, I'd probably go to them. You know, some of the best hackers. They're good with technology, you know. My daughter is, she's the bomb at that shit, and she's only 12. So, yeah, very good people all the way around. Will run a scam on your ass, you won't even know. But enough about that. I hope that y'all like this video. Chime in, let me know how y'all feeling about it, and I will talk to you guys again later. Meet me at Libra.